Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. It's Valentine's Day. I love it. I love it. I do a bit of dancing. I've got a new thing now, which is that if on YouTube, when you first hover over a video, I should do this. This is what I should do. Come here. When you first hover over a video on YouTube now, it plays a little bit of the first bit, doesn't it? It plays a little bit. So instead of me chuffing about, I should be beckoning people in. Beckoning you in. I think I've done enough of that now. I need to check the sound. 1, 2. I've done enough of that now. I need to check the sound. 1, 2. Yeah, you can hear me. I can hear you. I need to pop the chat. Pop. You've been popped. Here a little bit early, of course, Mental Health Monday, 8 PM GMT, every Monday. I am the Ganji Kid. I'm also the Gravekeeper, but not on Mental Health Monday because it's too morbid. I want to keep people's minds on a more positive vibe. And with that in mind, the word of the day is mind. With that in mind, web browser. Today we're going to be looking at, the words came out then, didn't they? They really came out. Today we're going to be looking at Valentine's Day and mental health. We're going to be looking at it in a slightly different context because it is Valentine's Day. So I'm not doing a Valentine's Day emergency broadcast, what it's like to be on your own. It's just another day. You just get on with it. It's just another day. It's not one of those major things. If you are with someone and you're having a nice Valentine's Day, have a nice day. You're obviously not here listening to this, you chuffer. Enjoy yourself, no problem. 8 minutes to GMT, 8 PM. So at 8 PM GMT, we'll start off. And it's just a little bit different. It's about loneliness and self-esteem. It's not really about what you think it might be. It's a bit of it comes at a strange angle, and then it gets you thinking about stuff, and then it makes you think, oh, actually, Valentine's Day's made me think about stuff in a different way. So it's quite interesting. And that is Mind mental health support. If I do the web browser so you can see that, do the web browser so they can see it, Captain Scotty Hottie. Mind at the top there. I'll grab that, copy that, paste it into the old chat. All ready, all sorted early. Boom. That's what we're doing. Why am I so chipper? It's Mental Health Monday. Why am I so chipper? I'm not having a Valentine's Day with any people. I'm on my own again. You know, why am I so chipper? If you're feeling really down and you want to talk to somebody, you can talk to us in chat, of course, but you can also talk to the Samaritans in the UK. That's samaritans.org. 116-12343. They're waiting for your call. It's a free phone number, and you can just talk to somebody if you're feeling really low, depressed, anxious, on edge, suicidal specifically, but not you know, you don't have to be like, you know, on the very edge. You can still just call it if you think this isn't going so well for me here. I just need to call someone. That's the number in the UK. In the US of A, we've got, because you're searching for this, you've got this Lifeline. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It's now 988. It used to be 1-800-273-8255. They're simplifying that to 988 or 988. I think in America they'd call it 988, wouldn't they? Or would you call it 988? It's 988. And if you think, why am I doing jokes and too much positive and like, you know, I've been through the ringer, I've been through the mill. I know about these things. That's why we're doing Mental Health Monday every Monday. It's because it's all about me. It's to help other people in the world. I do an ASMR channel, and on the ASMR channel, quite regularly, people visit the videos and say, oh, I've been struggling with depression or struggling with anxiety or whatever. And it just made me think, you know, I need to offer something more for these people than just nice whispering videos. So I did a little bit on the ASMR channel, a little bit of pointers. And then we start building this. We do a stream every Monday, 8 PM GMT on Mondays, on Twitch, and we turn it into a YouTube channel. So I'm Ganji Kid, that's our YouTube channel. I'm also the Gravekeeper. That's our YouTube channel for all the streams that we do. At the moment we're playing Pokemon on stream, and Mental Health Monday is just one of our many branches. So we've got a full YouTube channel here. We've got a new video to upload today, which hasn't been exported from Final Cut because I had to turn it off to do this stream. So you see regularly new edited videos made from what we do here turned into that. It's a resource for people to find to help them deal with their mental health struggles. Hopefully we can help a few people along the way. That's the main thing. That's Mental Health Monday. I'm Ganji Kid. Full stream archive here. Full stream archive. Everything we do. Well, that's me talking. So what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm here talking, mate. You're talking over me now. All the Pokemon. It's not just Pokemon. I'm a bit of a variety streamer. Do all sorts of stuff and chuff. So you'll find something interesting down here. Everything from virtual reality to bus driver simulator. Mainly games culture, art culture, games, that sort of thing. We'll do some interviews with some game developers, stuff like that. We've got a few other YouTube edit channels, so you can see where we're going with that. Ganji Arts, Ganji Cuts, 2 different YouTube channels for different kinds of cuts. That's my shill, that's me, that's us, that's what we do. 3 minutes to Mental Health Monday. So hopefully, like I say, hopefully we can just, even if no one turns up on a stream on a Monday at 8 PM GMT, which you should do, but it's Valentine's, so you might not. Even whatever, we use this to create a resource. That's the main thing. So it's all good. I'm happy. And this is part of the reason why. I'm not allowed to start talking about it for 3 more minutes. I'm not allowed. It's Mental Health Monday, so it starts at 8 PM GMT. If I started in right now, Valentine's Day and mental health, many of us struggle to live up to the idea. Wait. There are people that haven't even got in the room yet. It wasn't advertised as starting. It's not fair for me to start early. Oh, I did want to say as well, I always want to say this. Hello. The Urban Dictionary definition of kipper is not very positive. Yeah, well, you know, words change. Words change. I had thought up another one. But it's gone out of my mind now. But I thought up another one the other day. It's yesterday or something. We've got 2 minutes to Mental Health Monday. I'll tell you a story. You'll like this. This is terrible. Bad things have happened. Right? You don't worry about a kipper. It's just still a fish. It can mean bad things, but I can make it mean good things by taking it on. You can be called, Dr. Dog Poo if you want, and as long as you're cool on the internet and you're doing fun things, dog poo will become synonymous. Right? Grand Pooh Bear is called Grand Pooh Bear. He's got poo in his name. Well, Rose, by any other name, would still smell as sweet. Even if it was called a shit bloom. Although I can't imagine many people would be planting them in their gardens as often. Or maybe shit bloom would become the word that, maybe it'd be like on the front of all the Valentine's cards, oh, you're such a shit bloom. Maybe it becomes synonymous with, because it smelled so sweet. People would say, oh, you smell like shit blooms today. Maybe you'd hear it and you think, oh, that's nice. I don't know. Something bad happened, right? What happened was I was playing Pokemon. Okay, there's 2 bad things that happened, and I've only got 1 more minute to say it in. It's all in the delivery. You shit bloom. There was two bad things. So I played Pokemon last night. I should have just put it down, but instead I played it till late in the night in bed. You shouldn't take your device into bed and play it in bed, because then you don't know. It's not. I did the wrong thing. I was up late. Then the cat was in the room and messing about. Then the other cat wanted to go. And then the other cat wanted to go. It all turned a bit hectic. Didn't get a good sleepy. But even worse than that, I was drowsy. I was listening to Lex Fridman on the phone, doing the old podcast, running around on the Poke World, throwing the little Pokeballs. And I threw this Pokeball at this cricket tot that was in the bushes. And all of a sudden, when it come up, it had stars next to its name. And I was like, what the chuff is going on here? Stars next to its name. Does that mean it's a shiny? And I thought to myself, I was supposed to have heard a noise. Now, I've got the volume turned down a bit. I've got the podcast on. But I didn't hear any, diddly-ding in the environment. I've got the music turned off on Pokemon. Maybe I need to have the music turned on to hear the noise. I don't know. There was no noise. But I looked at it and I thought, this is a different colour to all the other cricket tots. It's a different colour. It's definitely a shiny. It was like a sort of beige with a nice brown accent. It was a different colour. It was definitely a shiny. So I panicked. I'd already thrown the Poke monster at it. I was out there just killing cricket tots, just grinding them up. I was brain off. Wasn't thinking it. I was just grinding them up. I need to kill 25, so just throw it, kill it, throw it, kill it. This one was I thought, oh my god. So I swapped the Pokemon out. swapped it out and put in a Pokemon with Paralyze. Right? Swapped it out, put in a Pokemon with Paralyze. I thought, oh my god, I haven't saved this. There's no way to save it now. We're in the fight. I've thrown the Poke thing. Press Paralyze. Kricketot avoided it. Kricketot avoided it. And I thought, oh god, please no. This should have been on stream. It would have been a real moment. I should have done it on stream. I felt bad. I felt bad at the time. I thought, I should be doing this on stream. It was like 4 in the morning, so obviously I wasn't going to suddenly turn on the stream. But I felt bad. I threw the thing, it avoided it. So I haven't had a chance to throw the Pokeball yet. It's avoided my paralytic attack. It ran off. It steeled itself a battle or something, you know, it upgraded its and it ran off. I ran up the hill after it had gone. Shiny gone. Missed my first real world live shiny. I missed it, you missed it, we all missed. It was 4 in the morning, I just threw that. If I'd have known it was a shiny in the grasses, if I'd have heard the little noise, I wouldn't have been messing about. I'd have been saving the game, creeping up, getting it. No, it ran off. That was a 1 in 4,000. And if I'm going to get everything shiny, it was a real blow. It was a real blow. I actually felt, you know, I'm become a poke job these days now. I've become a poke job somehow. So I felt bad. And then I had to say to myself, look, it's 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 5. You know, it's nearly 5 in the morning. You're feeling bad because you haven't caught your shiny. You don't deserve to catch the shiny because you're supposed to be playing it on stream, not sitting up to 4 in the morning. It's time to put the Pokemon down, get some sleep. The cat had other ideas. She didn't want to play Pokemon. She just didn't want me to get some sleep. Anyway, that's the story of the bad thing that happened. That's the bad thing that happened. So I woke up today at about like 1 in the afternoon. Oh, God, my head. I dreamed of Pokemon and shinies. I don't know what I dreamed of. I woke up. I wasn't best chuffing pleased to be awake. And then I thought, oh, I better get the Mental Health Monday edit done. So I did the edit. Finished that off. Exported it. Didn't get exported in time. I'm going to have to export it tonight now. And I thought, oh, it's Valentine's Day as well. So we've got Valentine's Day, ready to rock and roll. Super Nintendo. We're not doing Super Nintendo. I'm not allowed to play Pokemon. I'm not allowed to. We're doing web browser. I'm not Gravekipper today. I'm Scotty Hottie Ganji Kid. And we're doing Valentine's Day and mental health. And I don't feel bad now because I've had time to get used to the concepts of the day. Taking the dog for a walkie. The house is my own tonight. The house is my own. And I'm using it to spend time with the Ganjipuka Warrior crew. Supportive, Mental Health Monday, Valentine's Day and Mental Health. It's all good in the hood. So, because it's Valentine's Day as well, and because I'm tired, I'm not worried about how the edit's going to come out. It's very unlikely that I get this edited in time for midnight tonight so that it's appropriate for anyone before Valentine's Day ticks over. We've got a whole year if we want to make another Valentine's Day video. What's important is we just have a nice little Mental Health Monday stream. And this Mind Mental Health, this page about Valentine's Day that we're going to talk through together right now, that music's swelling. Careful with the music. I need to be the prominent voice on chat. On the hello with the music. 1, 2, check, check. Yeah, you're fine. It comes at a different angle, so it's interesting. So we'll do this, and that's what we're doing, Mental Health Monday. And then I am here doing it now. So I've already started to not be as coherent. The doggy's chilling down there, fatty catty down there. I should show you those two on the bonus camera. Let's show you these two on the bonus camera. You'll like this. Bit of this. There's a doggy. Obviously the red lights are on. There's a doggy. He'd be chilling. His little legs. We focus in on the doggy. How do you know when it's in focus? It's such a little tiny little thing. There he is. Anyway, that's a doggy. And then over there, in the actual dog bed. In the actual dog bed. Fatty catty. But it's good, isn't it? Because I got that bed for the dog. Hoping the dog would go in it. And then, you know, we'd have a camera on the dog. And it'd be like a little pal. The cat's had it. The cat's had it. So there you go. I could put the camera there and we could have cat. Oh no, move the mouse. Cat and mouse. There you go. Look, cat cam. Brilliant. So I'll just turn that off for a minute. We've got the animals, and we're going to talk about a different aspect of this. So let's get on with it. Valentine's Day and mental health. But this is a really interesting, different aspect. So show Fatty Cat the mod. Do you know what happened the other day? We had someone come into chat on the complete random, and they just said something rude about something, not particularly bad, just like asinine, and it modded it for me, and I didn't know how to ban them or block them or anything, and I thought, you know, so what? We'll allow that. That permitted term, fatty catty. Oh, fatty. Yeah, fatty's all right. Valentine's Day, it depends in the context, doesn't it, chat bot? It depends on the context. Valentine's Day and mental health. Many of us struggle to live up to the ideals we see on TV. Right, straight in there. It's different, isn't it? In advertising and on social media, whether we're in a relationship or not. That's why days which are supposed to celebrate love and togetherness can highlight how different, alone or low we feel. These feelings could be more difficult during the pandemic, absolutely. You may not be able to spend time with the people you care about. We're a bit beyond that now, aren't we? People have started to move into this brave new world in ways. Other usual ways of coping may not be available. We're using Valentine's Day as an opportunity to share advice and personal stories if you're struggling. So that's the deal with this. And it's information on loneliness, low self-esteem, mental health in relationships, and what to do if you're struggling. So instantly, I think what's really cool about this is it doesn't say, like, you know, you're supposed to be with someone, and if you're not, then you're not right. Why doesn't anyone love you, you chuffer? That's not what it says. Does it? It doesn't say everyone's got someone like a soulmate that they're supposed to be with, and if you haven't found yours yet, there's some problem with you. That's not what it says. It says that we struggle to live up to the ideals we see on TV, in advertising, and on social media. Valentine's Day itself, yeah, there's a saint, isn't there? There's a saint. I don't know about the origins of Valentine's Day. I know what it means now, these days. It means you're expected to go and buy a present for someone, a card for someone. Those card companies with their Mother's Day, the Father's Days and all that. It's okay to show people you care any day of the year. You know, you don't need an ascribed day. I imagine there's a lot of social pressure on us to live up to certain standards and ideals of what it means to be in this world. Valentine's Day requires you buy somebody the card and the present and the whatever. Do you know what I mean? Maybe you have to go out to dinner. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's just something that was like put forward as an idea by somebody else, and the fact that you know care about someone, you show them, or you don't have anyone around you that you need to show you care for in that romantic way on this day, doesn't even matter. You know, maybe it's just all a construct. What a cool idea to start with. We struggle to live up to the ideals we see on TV, in advertising and on social media, but you got to bear in mind those ideals are not there because they're the ideals of society at large. They're not there because they're the best things that we've come up with that we want to put into the minds of our youth as role models. They're there because they sell the most product. The people who make it big on social media, they, you know, the big conglomerate companies behind their success, the ones that are funding them and advertising on their channels and, you know, fueling that thing, the big companies that sell products, they're not interested in whether you, as a social person, what ideals we have as a society to make us better. They want you to buy some stuff. The people in the adverts, you know, the perfect couple, or the perfume advert with the perfect, you know, and they're riding the motorbike into the desert and she's up there on the golden thing getting bathed in gold. You know, we know they're unrealistic ideals, don't we? They've deliberately gone so unrealistic that it's almost like a cartoon, but it still seems they're not. None of that has anything to do with what's good for you, what's good for society. That's what's good for those people who sell that stuff. On TV, it might be slightly different because you've got a wider range. I mean, we're not talking about TV anymore. I'm on social media now, aren't I? But I don't consider this to be a social media platform. I consider it to be a media sharing platform, if that makes sense. I mean, you're here, you're talking, but I'm driving this content, aren't I? But yeah, like all different ideas go on socials, and TV is a bit more broad. So there are more different ideas, but bear in mind, on most commercial TV stations, they have to sell advertising space. So the TV programs that they want on their commercial stations are the ones that get the most views, so they can sell the most advertising space. And those advertising people don't have your best interest at heart. So it all comes back to that again. And this is just like, why it's so funny and important though, like Valentine's Day and mental health. You probably come here, I don't know who's coming here. People probably come to a resource like mine, to a place like Mental Health Monday on Valentine's Day on their own, because I'm feeling a bit down, because I'm not, unlike other people, I haven't got a relationship going on, and why doesn't anyone love me, and isn't there something wrong with me because it's not this? And I see it out in the world. I've seen it on Coronation Street and EastEnders, and on whatever soap opera happens in the Americans, Dallas, the soap opera Dallas, I mean, not the place. I don't know what soap operas you have. I've seen it on the Ellen DeGeneres show and on Oprah. Oprah's happy. But, it's about this concept that's been put together for us that we don't actually have to... What's going on here? Thanks. I chose romantic video game music to back the thing up. You can be completely aware of all the comments and social pressure of Valentine's Day and still be sad. Yeah, that's kind of the point, isn't it? Like, it's like a social creation that doesn't really, like, to another society. If you go out into the wilderness of the Amazon and you discover a tribe out there, and it happens to be February the 14th, they're not going to be sending each other cards. So it's just a social construct. But what it does is it points to a couple of different really interesting things. One is that we develop, and I'm just freewheeling here and riffing. I've read through this earlier, and I think there's some things they've not quite put in that I think I want to put in. One is that where do we develop these constructs from? Society, of course, like the telly, from other people. They get them from the telly, the magazines, the media, the people on Instagram who are this and that. You get your role models and you try and live up to them, and maybe there's a wide spectrum of those role models. But if you're not aware of that's what's happening, and you're just ingesting media and just having ideas, and you don't realise it's because of the role models and stuff, where do you get your role models from? In the deeper history, it used to be the church. It used to be like Jesus and this book and these like socially, ethically responsible rulings, like the Ten Commandments. That was the main one. That's gone out the window these days. Not many people looked at that. You can do what you want now. It's not ascribed down to you. But if the ideals that we live up to are ascribed to us through TV, advertising and social media as the dominant forms, and I think they are. There's maybe sport through media, again, bought by media, projected by media. It's harder these days to think of a role model in your life or something you look up and see an image of. Even extended families don't see each other as much anymore. We don't all live in the same area anymore. Not all in the same house. Do you know what I mean? Like role models, social role models. They're right on mind here. It's advertising and social media, the main one, the thing you're going to see the most, the thing you're going to ingest the most without thinking. And TV, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, whatever's on your phone, that's going to be really prevalent. Actual, real one-to-one human role models, not so much anymore. Maybe, you might be in a sport team and you might look up to the coach, or you might be, there are other situations where you might interact with human beings, but before the phones and the tellies and the medias and all that, there was a lot more socializing and looking at people in the real world. I'm just raising that as a concept. I think it's really important. And it says that's why days we're supposed to celebrate love and togetherness can highlight how different, alone or low we feel. So this is another really interesting concept. They're not saying... So first we've got a social construct that makes us feel a certain way, and it might not even be that we need to ascribe to that. Obviously, in the general, maybe we do want relationships to be positive and happy and productive and constructive. And in the long run, that's an everyday thing, not just a Valentine's Day thing. Okay, that's something to take out of that. And the other thing, like I really think is important here, is different, alone or low we feel. They're not saying that it highlights how ugly you are, or how socially inept you are, or how unlovable you are, or undateable. You've heard of that TV show, maybe. We can take a look at that at the end of the broadcast if we get to look at the Undateables. It's not talking about that. It's talking about different, alone or low we feel. These are sort of things that make you feel isolated, that make you feel well, they've listed there: alone, lonely, isolated. People don't understand me. People don't get what it's like to feel this way. They're able to get on with it. I'm not. Why just me? Those sort of things. So it's really interesting, isn't it? Valentine's Day, a construct in society that you should have a perfect relationship and probably be having a romantic meal somewhere, maybe a walk down the beach, these sort of things. It will be good. You won't argue. You enjoy the food. The beach is not going to be cold. Do you know what I mean? Like this perfect thing, and then everything's wonderful, sort of thing. Like that's a difficult construct to achieve anyway. And to put that weight of responsibility on your shoulders that you should live up to that ideal is unrealistic. But, that's what's happening. And it makes us feel bad. And the way it makes us feel bad is not what we might have think. It might be that you feel ugly and unlovable and stuff like that. Different, alone or low. I'm focusing on these things that aren't as pertinent. Because I think what it actually does is it points... last week we did about breakups and how using ASMR to sleep was good, but getting to the core of the root of why you feel bad can help you to move on and feel better. Feeling unloved, unlovable, ugly, but at the core, different, alone, and low. I think underneath ugly and all that comes back to these same things. And it's interesting that something abstract like a Valentine's Day concept can remind us some ways that actually I'm not with this gang. I'm not in that group. I'm not, one of the jocks or cheerleaders, and I'm not, this film. I'm not the A side in this film. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm not. This world is not for me. I'm not enjoying it in the way I'm supposed to. I'm wrong in some way. It highlights these things. These things are loneliness, low self-esteem, and it might be surprising, like people talking about Valentine's Day, oh, I'm ugly or something, but having low self-esteem, when it permeates your personality, can take away the things that make you seem more beautiful. I'm not talking about looks now, I'm talking about personality, you know what I'm saying? Like that make you beautiful in yourself. Being down on yourself and negative about yourself, if you're not even there, how is someone looking in going to see the beauty that you're not even prepared to show now because you're down on yourself, you're negative? So it's so important what they're saying here, and it's really really interesting, isn't it? Valentine's Day, different, alone or low. Different, alone or low. These feelings may be difficult, so we've got information on them. Loneliness. Feeling lonely isn't a mental health problem in itself, but it is something that a lot of people with mental health problems struggle with. There are many reasons you might feel alone. It's not always about having anyone around. Loneliness is simply about not feeling connected. If you're feeling lonely around Valentine's Day or any other time, we've got tips for managing loneliness. This page is available in Welsh. I really want to... Don't. I've clicked it. Why have I clicked that? So I don't know Welsh. I'm not trying to take the piss here. I don't know Welsh, but I'm going to give it a crack. Unigrwyd. Mae adran hon in egluro. Unigrwyd gan gwynys beth sy'n achosi yngrwyd a sut mae hyn gysgltiag a problem. His problem, he'll solve it. Pump up the bass by my DJ revolves it. No, so that really, I'm surprised I couldn't. Kimmerwich. I'm surprised I can't even understand any of it. Really looks quite. And that's the way English people used to speak. So I'm surprised I can't understand any of it. Oh my god, I can't get it back. No. I'm pressing back, but it's just going back, and it just thinks I want the previous page in Welsh as well. So you need a button on the Welsh page to say this is also available in English. Oh, tough. Maybe that's it. Mayor Dylan Maybe that's it. Why would you look? This page is also available in Welsh. That should be in Welsh. And this, Mer Dudlan Hon Hifed Agael and Sasneg, that should be in English. Shouldn't it? Because if you can't read English, how are you going to know that's what that is? I've figured it out. So, Mer Dudlan Hon Hifed, this, Mer Dudlan Hon Hifed, page of the internet, I'm thinking it means. Maybe Dudlan's internet and Hon Hefid's page. Gael is spoken, Gael language, Gaelic language, Gael, I don't know. It is available in. I know in. I've learned in. Is R and in is in with a Y. Saesneg. That's English. Saesneg. Why is English Saesneg? Saesneg. So, I have to go back to Mental Health Monday, but I really want to start learning Welsh. I actually do now. It's like a code. It's like a secret language. Like, you know, when you're kids and you want to have a walkie-talkie and you want to talk to your friend on the walkie-talkie and like, have a spy code and be able to write in invisible ink and all these things. You know, learning languages is like that, isn't it? And it's only like, that's the way I get hold of it initially, is that there's one word I recognise, like shop, sklep, is in Polish it's sklep, shop. So it's like a code for that word. I don't have to say shop anymore, I could say sklep. Store in America, shop in England. So I just learn a few code words, like that, a few extra words in my vocabulary, and before you know it, you've got a few words that you can turn into a sentence. Anyway, look, how can I manage loneliness? Probably by stop being so confused. This page has some tips and suggestions for managing feelings of loneliness. Take it slow. Moving down quite quick there though. Take it slow. If you felt lonely for a long time, even if you know lots of people, it can be terrifying to think about trying to meet new people or opening up to people for the first time. You don't need to rush into anything. For example, you could try doing an online activity where other people attend, but you're not expected to interact with them, such as a drawing lesson. Or if you're interested in joining a new group or class, you can ask whoever runs the sessions if you can just watch first rather than taking part. Simply knowing other people are there may be enough to help with some feelings of loneliness. Join a club. Try peer support. There are very different types of peer support. A befriender service. Various charities offer telephone befriender services. That's interesting. For people that are feeling lonely, you've got a list of contacts there on the website. You can join an online community like the Ganji Puka Warrior Crew or Side by Side. And again, people there online for you to communicate with. I would put a little warning, you know, be wary of people online. I've met some nice ones, but of course, you know, if you're going to be using online stuff, and I'm here on the internet advising you to go online and make friends, I'm also advising you to be careful because not everyone is who they say they are. So be careful. You know, I'm not walking you into any dark alleyways. Contact Mind's info line or a local Mind to see what other types of peer support there might be in your area. And that's important because this Mind website is produced by the overarching company Mind, but underneath and like fractured from them as little franchises, your local Mind in the UK, your local Mind office will be a separate franchise, so they might do different things from other franchises. Make new connections. Join a class or group based on your hobbies or interests. This can include online groups if you can't do things in person. Volunteering, and I'll tell you what, I appreciate that volunteering is a good one. I don't know in the long term, because I didn't stay at the Art Society doing the video work for them for free, and I didn't actually stay as a I'm not still volunteering for Mind, the local splinter cell, as a not counsellor, like as a first contact drop-in centre person that you can talk to. I did all, you know, I volunteered for that. I don't do that anymore. But when I was depressed, I think it did help me to be in those situations, even if I now no longer do it. So I'm going to say yes, definitely. Volunteering is also really important because you gain a bigger sense of perspective. And I know a lot of time with mental, there's two aspects of this perspective. I'm going to have to go big face for this. Told you this was going to be a bit freeform today, and I'm just going to come to some points. But it's going to be really. It's not what you expect from a Valentine's broadcast, is it? I'm not talking about the way to love yourself and to find love and all that. It's not about that. It's about something different. It's something deeper than just that. It's about self-worth and self-esteem, and that's before love. Self-esteem. It's important, because if you go into a loving situation, this is a tangent as well, but if you go into a love situation, if you enter into a relationship and you haven't sorted out your self-esteem issues, then someone else might, not definitely will, but someone else might take advantage of your self-esteem issues, and that could be not to your best interest. So be careful of that. I would say make sure that you feel positively about yourself and self-esteem before you enter into a relationship. If you're unable to, volunteering is good. Yeah, so volunteering, what I was going to say, two things. Gives you perspective. One perspective is, of course, you think, there are people worse off than me. There always are, aren't there? There always are. But that doesn't make you feel any better, because it's not fixing your problems. It just means there are more people in the world with problems. And it sometimes can make you feel worse, because you think, oh God, look at I think I'm having it bad and I'm feeling bad, and it could be worse, and God, it could even get worse. And what if I get there and then that feels bad? And these people, maybe these people need support and I don't deserve it. Self-esteem. So there's two perspectives it can give you. One is that, yes, there are things in the world that aren't necessarily, it could get worse. And hopefully that's a positive, because you say to yourself, look, I'm going to help these people. I'm not in such a bad situation. When I get home, I'm going to feel grateful for having heating and a bed. And whereas before I was just in this horrible room and I hated it, and I hated my life. When I get back from that little session of doing a bit of volunteering, then when I get back I think, actually, I'm quite lucky in some ways. So there's that perspective. But I don't want that to drag your self-esteem and say, well, these people need it more than me. I'm not deserving. I'm feeling bad, and actually I'm really like a spoiled brat because I'm feeling bad, and yet I've got all this luxury around me, and how dare I? Don't let it beat yourself up. The other perspective that it allows you to gain is that, hang on, these people are just people like me. I'm not special. They're not special. They are. We are. We're all. But these people are just people like me. And what happens is that I go there and I do some helping for them. Volunteer at the hospital to cuddle babies. That's a good one for you, the babies. But I'm talking about helping people with vulnerable, whatever. Yeah, perspective, right? So these people are just like me. I'm happy to help them. I'm not here being like, oh, look at you, you're smelly. You can't have a sandwich. I'm out here trying to help. Yeah, trying to help. So when I get home and I sat down, I think, actually, they offered me help as well, didn't they? I didn't want to take it. That drop-in centre, I went there to volunteer. They had offers of help. I said, no, I'm here to help other people. I've been doing a bit of helping myself, been getting a bit of help. Now I'm here to help other people. But don't be. It doesn't mean that. Hang on, wait. I've been there and helped the other people. I know what it's like to help the other people. No one was cross. No one in the helping team was like, "Oh, I've got to help these chuffers. They don't deserve it." That's not the way it rolls. Actually, maybe I deserve a bit. Maybe I need to talk to somebody more than I thought I did. Whatever. You gain that perspective, and then when you go and get the help, it because a lot of people think, "Oh, I don't deserve this," or someone else before me should, I'm taking up a bed that someone else should take up. Like, that's your self-esteem saying you're not worth helping. But you in yourself know, because you've gone and helped people, that you don't judge people on their worth before you help them. So they're not going to judge you. And also, you are worth helping, because everybody's worth it. Like L'Oreal, you're worth it. Sell some shampoo, you chuffers. But you know what I'm saying, don't you? That's another perspective, is that you are valuable. You're doing valuable work by volunteering and being there with people. You're valuable. You deserve it as well. So when you think, oh, maybe I don't deserve this, maybe I'll let someone else have that before me. It's not about being selfish or whatever. It's just about having that self-esteem, and it's quite an important, valuable lesson to learn. And you can do it through volunteering and helping other people, which is amazing, isn't it? It's amazing, because you don't feel like taking that help sometimes. I see a lot of people on YouTube who are going through struggles and use it as a platform or a springboard to then help other people. I see a lot of that, and I don't think, oh God, like, look at them, they've got there, they're fixed, they've solved it. Like, God help it, I'm doing the same. Like, I'm not referring to me, I'm referring to other people I watch on YouTube, but I'm doing the same. I'm not fixed, but I'm still able to, like, hold out a hand. So yeah, I see them working at it, and there's nothing wrong. I don't feel cross or disparaging of them. So yeah, going back to the web of browsing, volunteering is a very good thing. It helps you to gain perspective, and that perspective can really help you to unlock a certain special truth about how you view yourself. And going back to the top, the page back, I've lost the page. All right. Going back to the top of what we were saying, though, it was that you discover through Valentine's Day that it's actually about self-worth and feelings of self-esteem or low self-esteem. Like, isn't it again strange that through volunteering to help other people, you might find out about your own feelings of self-esteem and where they're at? Getting that gauge is difficult, isn't it? It's difficult. But understanding it, finding out about it, and then moving forward from it is important. So this is almost like a sort of this Valentine's Day thing, this becoming a thing about loneliness. What is loneliness? How volunteering can make you feel less lonely, but also you can discover, it's like turning over these stones deep inside yourself and learning things that are really kind of obvious in a way, but you're worth it. So crack on. Be brave and reach out to someone. It doesn't have to be face to face. You could share a post on social media, but God help you if you do that, because it's like opening up the shit room. Anyone can say what they want. Try to open up. You might feel that you know plenty of people, but what's actually wrong is you don't feel close to them, or they don't give you the care and attention you need. This is a funny one, because I have deliberately, comedically opened up with people who I don't know that well before and said things that are so brutally honest and true, or cut to the core of the soul, but actually are not really the done thing in a polite conversation over dinner. I like it. I think it's funny, and some people stick with me on after that, and some people are scared off because of it. So I kind of get the people I need to hang around with, but it is just funny to me. Yeah, but just being brutally honest about feelings and things. But you might know plenty of people, but you don't feel close to them. It can be really hard as well, because sometimes it's about people that you grew up with or spent time with through a certain thing, certain experience, certain age, era, time, and there's this unwritten bond that you don't know how to explain exists, and sometimes you are trying to find that for the future, and maybe people that you meet have already got that with their other friends are funny things, aren't they? Levels of friendships. I'm not going to go too deep into that now, but the point it makes is that it might help you to open up about how you feel to friends and family. And if you don't feel comfortable opening up, you could try speaking with a therapist or using a peer support service, because what's interesting about it is how much we're prepared to volunteer of our own vulnerability to other people, friends, family, other people. What it's asking here, try to open up. It might be that you're always talking about these with friends and family. It might be you're always open in this way. Good, good. It might be that you're not, though, and it might be that what we're finding through the, through the mix, through the dark clouds, what we're finding, these little lights, is that if you don't feel comfortable talking about things with people, maybe that's something that we need to work on there. Look, you could try speaking with someone that's professional about it to help work on that. Just think, you might not have thought, oh, actually, I don't open up with other people. Just talk about the weather and the football or the whatever, whatever was on Twitter or whatever. I don't really open up. That conversation went by, and I remember I was thinking about that time that my friend died, but I didn't say anything about it because conversation just went. I don't say about these things, do I? But it's raising it here. It's like highlighting it for you. I never feel lonely when I'm in nature. I feel more connected than ever when I'm walking through a wood or by a river. That's just a random little quote there, but it's true. It's weird as well. I actually feel more. Oh, my tummy rumbling. Naughty me, should have eaten before I started. I actually feel more in tune with the world in general, more at peace with the world if I'm in nature and walking through these things myself. I actually feel like that, but it might be different for everyone. Talking therapies allow you to explore and understand your feelings of loneliness. Cognitive behavioural therapy, it suggests, We're all about that on this channel. We've got a video on this channel. Oh, excuse me. Hot chocolate repeating on my chest now. Brilliant. Good one, Scotty Hottie. Burping and tummy rumbling all your way through this. Don't draw attention to it though. Right, so anyway, look. I wanted to say that on our channel, which you're watching now on live on stream, but you could be watching on the stream repeat, on the stream VODs on Twitch, Twitch or YouTube. But if you go to Mental Health Monday, the channel on YouTube, through Ganji Kid, the portal, if the internet works, then we've got a video on that, haven't we? We've got a cracker on, what was it called? Talking therapies. Have we got it? Did that go up? I'm not going to look at all the videos now. I'm pretty sure we've got one on talking therapies. If not, I'll check into it, because it might be one that we held back because I needed some to upload on the random, because they were re-ups from when we did it on True Binaural. And actually, I should have just uploaded that over January when we didn't do an edit. You chuffer, I'm an idiot. Self-talk, doing myself damage. Let's not call me an idiot. Let's just say, look, Mental Health Monday, there's a lot of good videos on there. So when this thing starts to direct us towards cognitive behavioural therapy or stuff like that, absolutely, we've got videos on that on the channel. And talking therapies. Social care. They're talking about, there's no legal solution to loneliness. There's ways the law can help you. The CARE Act places general obligations on local authorities to promote well-being and to prevent social care needs from arising. They also contain specific duties for local authorities to help individuals. So it's actually like your human right to have access to clubs and things that can help you to meet other people. Be careful when comparing yourself to others. It's very hard to stop comparing ourselves to others. We all do it, but it can help just to be aware of the things we're not always what they're seeing from the outside. What they're saying there is, you'd say, oh look, they've got it sorted. They're happy. They're enjoying it. They might, not be thinking the things you think they're thinking. They might be looking at you and saying the same thing. And in their head, they're thinking, God, I hate my chuffing life. I wish I didn't have to do this again. Like, you don't know what's going on from just the surface. And also, that means you can give people a break as well, doesn't it? Because you might think, oh, them with their attitude and their, this or that, but you don't know what's going on under the surface, so maybe you need to give people a break. For example, on social media, we very often see what other people want to share about their lives, and this can make us feel like we're the only ones feeling lonely. You're absolutely not. It's important to remind yourself you don't know how other people feel when they're alone or when their social media feeds are turned off. Interesting angle again, isn't it? It's not about reminding you that you're not the only one. It's about proving it to yourself by saying, hang on, I'm not just going to use that information they've shown me as my overall judgment of everything. Let's widen the net on what I believe here, because what I'm believing is affecting how I'm feeling. If you're worried online social media might be affecting your mental health, they've got a button. If you've got a lack of confidence in yourself or your life when compared to others and think it might be contributing to your feelings of loneliness, our information on self-esteem might help. And then I'm just going to quickly finish off this page before we get there. Looking after yourself, they've got the generals: sleep, diet, physical activity, spending time outside in nature, not drinking and doing alcohol and drugs. Self-esteem, next big one, because we've got to charge through self-esteem, and then we've done the important work for today. And I can go back to playing Pokemon. I mean, editing the... God, I tell you what. Are you okay? They might be great actors. Where's the big face? People are great actors, aren't they? We all are. We all are. Because, how you doing today? Oh, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm fine. We all do that. None of us want to go through our entire personal dealings and feelings with just everyone. So we've learned to put up a way of behaving. Oh, maybe I should be napping. Maybe I should be napping. I don't. There's no sleep till bedtime, I'm afraid. And then I've got to make the hard decision as to whether I want to punish myself by playing Pokemon or actually just go to bed like I should. But I'll tell you what else happened recently is that the cars got broken into around our way. So and I do have to confess to this. It is anxiety. It's pure anxiety. It's pure anxiety. Yeah, my mate's car, I don't know if I told you, my mate bought himself a nice car. He bought himself a nice car because when we were younger, we wanted these certain nice cars. Now, the cars we wanted when we were younger were not the cars you would think. They're not like the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris. What we wanted when we were younger was like a 4x4 hot hatchback, fly. I'm not going to tell you the speeds that we hope to travel. Fly, but 4x4 hot hatchback, like low key, like they're the sort of cars that career criminals and drug dealers use, right? And that's why they were the cars that we like. This one's. I'll show you what it is. I mean, I'm not that bothered. You know what I'm like. I'm not bothered. I've got just a standard family car that I take the dog in. You know, I'm not that bothered. I've got a Ford, but you have Fords in America as well, but they're slightly different. But the car that my friend wanted was, or had. What is this? I'll show you the images on the web browsing. It was like this, you know, your little sport racer. It doesn't look all that, like, we've got cars like this that are just family cars, like normal cars, haven't we? It doesn't look all that. It's just a little normal car. But actually, the reason it's so like desirable is because it's got like super tech, super hot horsepower engine, and that will fly down the motorway. That will fly down the motorway, and web of browsing. Where's my browsing? Like that. That'll fly down the motorway. Loud muffler car. Yeah, that sort of thing. Yeah, you know, it's got the big exhaust underneath and in the engine and all. I'm not into that sort of stuff myself, but the reason we're into these though is that, like, the Golf itself, just the standard Golf, not Golf, the car, you idiot, Golf car. That's the standard Golf. Like, you can have that. Most of us did. Like, when you're growing up and you're doing your first. I'll show you my first car was a Metro. That was my first car. Yeah, like just a little car. But if you want a Rover Metro, I'm just going to put Sport Kit. I don't know what the correct badge numbers, and like, you can turn it into this, can't you? You can turn it into something that can outrun the police, essentially. And then, because when you're younger, this is what used to happen, right? When you're younger, you want your car to look like a transformer, don't you? You want your car to have, like, you know, a big spoiler and all that business. And you can't afford to buy a Porsche and put a Porsche and put stuff on it. Can't afford that. So what you do is you pimp out your little cheap car, don't you? And because they're so small and light, they can fly. The other one that was very popular was the Peugeot GT. I mean, I don't. That's too modern. I'm looking for a. What was it? I just put the date 1990 like that. Put 1990 and it'll bring me up. Yeah, like that Peugeot 205. That was it. These cars, man. These cars. I mean, I've been down the. Shouldn't say it. I've been down the motorway at an extraordinary speed in these cars, in all these different kinds of cars. So you start out like that's the basic car. You can buy it with £200 when you first start driving, but you can also like end up, at this end with your nice wheels and lowered. You see what I'm saying? So, and then once you've got through that phase, you move on to a more expensive car, don't you? Well, the Golf, in my opinion, the Golf R is that. It's that again, because the normal Golf car is just a normal Golf car, but then you start packing it with this stuff under the engine and your computer and all that, and it can go like a rocket. Anyway, the drug dealers love them, and they used to love the Sierra Cosworth. This is a Ford, a Sierra Cosworth. The drug dealers used to love these, and if you bought a Sierra Cosworth and parked it in your drive, then a drug dealer would come and take it, essentially. Drug dealer would come and take it. These days it's the Golf. And I say drug dealer, I actually mean, like, you know, you've got the career criminals, you've got serious criminal gangs, not just like someone who sells a bit of weed around the corner. I mean, people who are bringing in shipments off boats and running human trafficking, and, you know, serious criminals. Like, every country's got an organised criminal network. In our country, the organised criminal networks, I'm not going to name any names or anything, the organised criminal networks are using these sort of cars. And so, because they can outrun the police, and also if you're just driving around the supermarket, no one's looking at you. It's not a Ferrari, is it? It's not a attention drawing thing. It just looks like a normal car, but you can fly in it. You can absolutely fly. So they're the car of choice for the organised criminal. And because of that, the organised criminal gangs obviously go out and steal them to supply the demand, don't they? So with this car, you can buy it, you can polish it, you can put a hand lock on it. Someone's going to come and break into your house at some point during the year and attempt to take it away. That's just the deal, apparently. That's what I've learned on the internet. So my mate bought one of these anyway. He got it secondhand through one of those car websites. So we don't know if it was the car website people that, you know, tipped someone off or what have you, but he's had it on his drive for about 2 weeks, and then they came in his house, they broke in his house, cut the handle off the door, and went in the house, took the car keys, didn't take any of the other stuff, didn't take like his wife's handbag or, you know, his wallet or anything like that, although his wallet was in the car. But they just took the car keys and they're gone. That's all they wanted. They're not professional thieves that are trying to earn some money from stealing your items. They want to deliver that car to a proper gangster because they'll use it in some kind of proper crime job. And then once they've done with it, they'll burn it out, won't they, or something like that. So it's a shame, but it happens. It's lucky they don't want to hurt you. Like, if he'd been up, or if he hadn't got the keys on display, they might have woken them up and said, "Where are the keys? I've got a hammer, you know, give me the keys." Or they probably had worse weapons than a hammer because they're professional criminals, aren't they? So that's happened. And then because that happened, he was chatting to other guy. You know, when something like that happens to you, you tell everyone, don't you? Everyone you talk to, you're like, "Oh, by the way, have you heard my car's got stolen?" He was talking to a taxi driver who said someone round the road's had their other car stolen. Not one of these cars, just a nice new car stolen. Someone else has had I think it was a Porsche, you know, a proper nice car stolen. So there have been some car thefts around the area. I live in an area where there are some nice cars. Not my area, I mean Stratford, the town. Up the way, there's a road called Millionaires Road, we call it. And the cars up there, like the people that live in those houses and the cars up there, are, you know, more expensive than my house. And they're not the ones being stolen. They've probably got better security and all that. They're just from normal sort of houses, like people like me and my mate who you live a normal sort of life, but the cars are your thing, so they put a nicer car on the drive than the average. Because all my neighbours and me, we've all just got normal cars. But my mate put one of these on the drive and it's gone. So there is a spate of car robberies. So going on to what I was saying. So last night, you know, it's 4 a.m. or whatever, and there's like, the cat wants to go out and, you know, and all this. But I'm not just worried about that. I'm also worried about the sounds on the driveway or the noises. So every now and then, if the cat wanted to go out, I just open the door and let the cat out. But now I'm opening the door and I'm pacing around and I'm having a look up the road. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just letting the cat out. I'm like banging a little drum around all the dark corners. There's no one hiding around here, is there? Neighbourhood watch around here, mate. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like, just causing a little bit of a, you know, so if there was a criminal hiding, say, "Oh, look, he's heard. Oh, run." You know, Scarper. I don't know if they would Scarper or if they just kick my ass. There's nothing to take in my house, is there? Unless they really specifically want on second hand, it'd be £500 for that camera second hand. And this computer, second hand, well, it'd be third hand now because I bought it second hand. And it's a 2014. So unless they really specifically wanted my exact streaming setup, there's not much value. The dog's lovely, but he's not a pedigree, right? And he's not got his tackle. So, you know, there's nothing here that I'm not worried that someone's going to come and rob my house because there's nothing to rob. And they're not robbing the houses for things to rob. You know, we've all got a telly, haven't we? And that's about it. But what you can steal, well, nobody's stealing the dog. I'd fight to the death for him, wouldn't I? So like, that would be a mistake as well, because it wouldn't be worth it, would it? What would you get out of it? Oh, we'd both be stabbed. So we both ended up stabbed. Not me and the dog, me and the thief. You know, we both ended up stabbed or maimed in some way. And now I won't pay the ransom because I'm dead. So, you know, that won't work. You're better off just like, they're better off doing what they're doing, aren't they? Focusing on the very posh cars and the very, the sporty racer cars, so they can directly deliver them to their, their superior in the crime network. They're probably professional car thieves who deliver these cars to professional thieves. They probably get a set amount or whatever. They're not interested in going to prison for breaking into my house, are they? That would be a mistake. You don't want to end up in prison for breaking into my house and taking things from my house that can be traced, or, for having the police come round while we get in a scuffle. What you want is just keys, car, gone, money in the bank. No one tracing me. I'm not, not even, they probably don't even drive the car around any further than once they've delivered it. How are they going to get caught? Take off the gloves, they're gone. No one's tracing them. The police aren't doing anything either. So, honestly, as well, it's funny the police aren't doing anything, because the police, they're just, if it's not a violent crime, and because the undercut for 10 years, the cuts from the tourists, they haven't got the time or resources to do anything about it. So I can't imagine these car thieves will be caught, and I can't imagine the cars will be returned. But what it does make you do is it makes you a little more paranoid about what's going on outside your front door. So in the night now, before I go to bed, going outside and banging the dustbin lids around. The dog barks at the door and I'm there with a hammer. You chased a guy trying to break into your car. Wow. I mean, I'm not saying if they were out there trying to break into the car, I'd probably just throw them the keys. Drive it off, mate. Go. I'll get it on the insurance. It's not worth the trouble. I mean, not my car. My car's not worth the trouble. You got his hat and a shoe. Bloody hell. I mean, it's different in America because everyone's got a gun, bear in mind. So I would be feeling very differently about things in America. I'd have to revise my entire modus operandi. But in the UK, it's usually a blunt force. I don't want to go out with a knife because I don't want to end up stabbing someone. So I usually go with a blunt force weapon and go on my little patrol. Never encountered, an untoward trying to do the break-in. But were I to, it would just be a brick in the back of the head. I don't know. That sounds really bad. I've got a friend who did that. I've got a friend who... It's a funny story. It's not really a funny story. It's just a true story that happened, though. I've got a friend and there was someone at their door. I think they were... I don't know if they were looking for them or for money or... I don't think they owed them money. This friend of mine wasn't in the wrong here. Let's put it like that. But there was someone at the door. So what they did was they went out the back of the house and then they went round the side of the house and crept round. So they were behind the person who was banging on their front door and they hit them in the head with a brick. It's true, that is. It's true. Crept round the side of the house and then I think they might, I wasn't there. I can imagine them saying something like, "Is he not in?" Bang! Surprise. I'm not in, but don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just saying, defend your property. That's all. In America, it's different. You've all got guns. But anyway, I was on edge because I was on edge for that. I've forgotten what I was going with now. I've forgotten where we got to on that. How to deal with... this one was how to deal with an ex when you have a child, because I was doing that edit. This is self-esteem. Oh, we took a break. I took a mental break so I could then come on and start talking about self-esteem. And somehow we got onto banging people in the head with a brick, which, don't worry, no one's coming to rob your stuff. No one's trying to break in. They were going specifically for those cars. You don't have to hit anyone with a brick. It's best just to make sure your doors and windows are all carefully locked. I also put the guitar in front of the door so if someone opened it, it would fall over and make a noise. I also don't barricade your doors. It's bad in case you have a fire. Just bear in mind that the chances of someone trying to break into your house are very unlikely, very slim in general. So let's chill. Unless I go and buy myself a solid gold car. What is self-esteem? Don't mess with snippy snips. Go shoot you. In America, where shooting's acceptable. In the UK, it's against terms of service. But in America, what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is how we value and perceive ourselves. It's based on our opinions and beliefs about ourselves, which can sometimes feel really difficult to change. And I know this is an episode about this, but we're coming up to an hour, and I'm starting to feel this heady feeling from having talked for an hour straight. So I'm going to try and go chill through the bullet points raise some ideas, give you a springboard. I need to go and eat some dinner after this as well. And then it's doggy walk. And then we're not allowed to play Pokemon. We have to go to bed. Look, like and value, your self-esteem can affect whether you. It can affect whether you, and then we're going to fill in these bullet points. Like and value yourself as a person. Yeah, we kind of get that now, don't we? We've been driving that point home. Are able to make decisions and assert yourself. That's slightly different, isn't it? I love the way these things are like tangential but important branches off. If you don't have high self-esteem, if you're not confident in yourself, I'm not saying think you're brilliant, think you're the best thing since sliced bread, I'm cocky. Not that, I just self-esteem, confident in yourself. You might not be able to make decisions and assert yourself. And that's massive, because you need to be able to make decisions and assert yourself when you're going to go through mental health improvement, when you're going to make decisions about who you hang out with and the things you do, don't you? You know, maybe dealing with these core factors are helping us to deal with these other factors that might make us feel like, I'm not so social, or I'm not so good socially, I find it difficult. What do you want to drink? Oh, I don't, no, focus on me. You know, I'm shy, I don't really assert myself. I didn't know it was down to my self-esteem. Now that I do, maybe I can improve my self-esteem. Maybe it'll just be a knock-on effect that I might make more decisions and assert myself. Maybe practicing making decisions and asserting myself improves my self-esteem. It's nice to know these things are linked. Recognise, I don't shoot. I saw that earlier, but I wanted to finish what I was saying. I don't shoot. Nobody. You draw and you say, freeze. Everyone's got the potential in America, though. You just got to. It's got to be. Don't worry. Don't worry. I don't know anything about it. I'm not in America. Low self-esteem can affect. We're dead on shame. Shooting with the shame gun. Shooting with shame gun. Low self-esteem can affect whether you recognise your strengths and positives. And that's huge, because we need to be able to recognise our strengths and positives to have high self-esteem. So that can be a bit of a vicious circle. It can affect whether you feel able to try new or difficult things. Again, I'm not good socially because I don't like going out to these new things. But is it because I've got low self-esteem? Show kindness towards yourself. Show kindness towards yourself. Accept the help. Feel valuable. Feel like it's, you know, time well spent. Buy yourself that chuffing ice cream. Not vegan ice cream. Don't beat yourself up about things and give yourself a break. Low self-esteem. You might not do that. You might move past mistakes without blaming your low self-esteem can affect whether you move past mistakes without blaming yourself. That's kind of what I was just saying about the previous one. Beating yourself up. Saying, oh, that's my fault. I always do this. Or it's, you know, to move past mistakes. Highlighting and thinking, oh, it's all my fault and I do this and it's all me and I've got problems and I'm not going to, you know. Strange music. Low self-esteem can affect whether you take the time you need for yourself. Time's important. Low self-esteem can affect whether you believe you matter and are good enough. That's the core and basic, isn't it? And believe you deserve happiness. So this is the core and basic. If you don't have this sorted, if we don't get in and have a look at that, all this other Valentine stuff, all this other stuff, isn't it? Valentine's today, isn't it? All that other stuff's not going to work, is it? It's not going to. If you don't even believe you deserve happiness, it's no wonder you're not enjoying Valentine's Day with somebody else. You don't even deserve it. You don't even think you do. So you're going to sabotage it for yourself. For me, building self-esteem was about learning what self-esteem was in the first place. It was unlearning what I'd learned about myself. People might have given you the wrong idea about yourself. You've got to unlearn that. You've got to go back to self-school and learn all about me and you. You. What can cause it? Oh, there's so much. There's so much. Being bullied or abused, experiencing prejudice, stigmas, losing your job, difficulty finding employment, you know, seeing your value in your role in life and that not being in your control, problems at work or while studying, ongoing stress, physical health problems, looking at yourself in the mirror, mental health problems, how you think about looking at yourself in the mirror, how you feel mentally. You know, obviously mental health problems are wide-ranging, aren't they? We know about that here. Relationship problems, separation or divorce, worries about your appearance or your body image, problems with money, can't control it, or housing, again, knock on from money. You might have had some of these experiences and you might have had difficulties that aren't listed here, or there might not be one particular cause. So there you go. Stigma. Oh gosh, there's loads. Look, there's loads. It's a useful page. Tips to improve your self-esteem. Be kind to yourself. Look after yourself. Try to notice the good things. Build a support network. Talking in arts therapies. Learn to be assertive. Set yourself a challenge. Find support for connected issues. There's quite a lot there. I'm not going to preach. I'm not going to preach those. Oh, like open it. Oh, loads. Loads. This is there. I'll put the link in the video description. This is there. There's so, like, depends which way you want to go with this, doesn't it? Where to start. But hopefully what we've done, because that's the point of what we're doing today. The point of what we're doing today, hopefully what we've done, big face, is it's Valentine's broadcast, but we didn't do the cliched sort of, oh, you know, do yourself a nice meal and, you know, how to feel good on Valentine's Day, because those chuffers are, you know, you're brilliant. All the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. You know, I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is saying that maybe, just maybe, it's not about Valentine's Day at all. Valentine's Day is the thing that rings the bell, or, you know, the itch that comes up. But underneath, underlying it, deep down, we're going to look deeper and see that maybe self-worth and self-esteem are key to our mental health. And that, therefore, is key to our interaction with the world, how we allow it to impress upon us, and how much of ourselves we are asserting into it. And that knocks on to whether we're with someone or having a nice meal. The way we talk at the meal is determined by the way we feel inside. Now, these things are important. So if we can work through them, we can address them, we can get on to these bigger things. And maybe in future Valentines, we don't even care. Because I don't. I'm joking. I was a joke. Because obviously I do care about you and how people feel and all these things. But I didn't even realise it was coming up to Valentine's, because I don't think about it. Because unless I'm with someone and in a relationship and I want to show that, I didn't think, oh no, I'm on my own. And honestly, and that's, oh great, good for me, eh? Poor you, but good for me. No, like, I've been all through this. I get the gist. So what it is I know that it works. I know that there's a way out, and I know that there's a way to something better. I don't need to like say, oh, I'm living proof, look at me in the gym, or anything like that. I just know there is. So you just got to take it from me. Mental Health Monday, when I do all manner of chuffing. Don't I? All manner of chuffing. There you go. Officially, Mental Health Monday can be officially, you know, the book is closed for this week. Officially, unless anyone's got any other traumas they want to throw our way. You celebrate other types of love. Not, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what? That's cool as well, isn't it? You know, it's okay to just celebrate the good things I have in life, and the fact that, you know, I'm happy to have my lovely dog. I should have bought him a lovely Valentine's dog bone. That lovely catty. Hey? That lovely catty. You alright, Omar? You looking at me funny? What's happened? Omar, what happened? What happened, Omar? Did someone pull that bed over? What happened? Omar. Oh, Omar, I was so comfy in the bed. Did someone pull that bed over? Omar, he's a fat cat. You're my Valentine cat, Omar. You're a fat cat. There he is. Hey, there he is. Someone pulled that fat catty over. Oh, there he is. Yeah, Omar. You're on the telly there, son. Hey? You're on the telly there, son. Yeah. Yeah, you're looking at the camera now, ain't you, Omar? Found the camera. There he is. He looking at you? He looking at you, ain't you? Looking at the camera. Isn't he clever? Omar's clever. He's looking at the camera. He knows exactly where to look. wouldn't you? Yeah, big cat. He smells nice as well. Oh, me. You want to go back in that big bed? That big fat cat? Yeah. Yeah, get yourself some animals. Get yourself some animals. From the rescue, probably. But, you know, however it rolls. We'll fix one thing at a time. Get yourself a nice rescue cat. If you've already got a dog, obviously don't necessarily rescue a rescue cat that your dog's gonna have to. Look, these are general advices. Yeah, I'm thinking about Pokemon. You know, I'm thinking about Pokemon. I can't help it. That chuffing Pokemon, man, they did me wrong. They did me wrong. I went and got a shiny. I saw the shiny in the wild. I was told it was going to go diddle-a-ding, diddle-a-ding. Wasn't there some video I was going to watch earlier if I said we got time at the end? Wasn't there some kind of video? Oh, the Undateables, that was it. They did me wrong though, because I was sure that we were going to catch all the shinies, and I was told that when you see them in the wild, they make a noise. I didn't get a noise. Super Nintendo web browsing. Now I don't know how I feel about this web browsing. Let's move the web browser. These are the Undateables, right? I said I'd do this at the end if we had time. These are the Undateables, and they did a show on Channel 4 with Mental Health Monday. That's the music. We're stopping that now. They did a show on Channel 4, and I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it is reality. Yeah, it's reality TV. It is life, isn't it? So, in some ways, I don't like the idea that we're laughing at people. Because these are hilarious. They are funny. Sometimes they're funny. But this show is about these people called the Undateables because they have some sort of like flaw. And sometimes, like in a couple of these, they're like autism is the flaw. You know, you're undateable because you have autism and you don't do well on dates, do you? So it's funny to put you into a dating show. And then there are some really sweet moments as well where, you know, they have human connections and actually find someone that they get on with, and you know, what they try and do through the Undateables, hopefully, I don't know, I'm not an expert on what they're trying to do, but what I hope they try and do, with the best intentions, Nigel says, is that you learn through the show that actually everybody has beauty in them and deserves to be happy, and they hopefully pair them up with someone that they can find that happiness with. And you start the show going, oh, look at these Undateables, oh god, no one would ever date him, would they? Or no one would ever talk to her. And at the end you go, aren't I the bastard for not, you know, these people are wonderful and I'm glad, I'm happy for them. Do you know what I mean? That's what you learn the humanity through it. So that's what's supposed to happen. But I worry about just showing you clips that it's going to just... I haven't edited these clips. I don't know who edited these clips, and it may not tell the full story, and we may not get that character arc and narrative arc. We might just be laughing at people with autism. So bear in mind, if you do laugh at people with autism, it is funny, but you are a bastard. I'm not. When I say it is funny, we all know. I know people with autism, and you know, all people do funny things. So it's about how you laugh at them and what you find funny, you know, and how it's taken, isn't it? So I'm not saying autism is funny, ha ha, look at them, you know. But also, I'm not saying poor bastards, like, you know, you shouldn't laugh at them. Like, that's also a bit patronising as well, isn't it? Like, it's okay just to be human, isn't it? So let's have a look at some Undateables. And the reason hi Nigel. The reason we're looking at the Undateables is because it's Valentine's Day, and for everything I've just said about, you know, self-esteem and self-worth and all this is not an exercise in, I'm better than them. Well, at least I've got it better than them, because they've actually got a date, you chuffer, and you don't. No, it's not an exercise in that. It's just about, you know, some perspective, a bit of fun. It's a reality TV show. It's about dating. It's Valentine's Day. So I thought we'd look at some Undateables moments. Scotty reacts. to the Undateables. So we've got a couple of the top ones here. These are the ones we'll watch. So best moments from the Undateables, best moments part 1. Let's go. Can you even hear it? It's like she wasn't into it, so she just didn't answer. I don't know what the answer is for Alice. I don't know what she's thinking. That's hard to know, isn't it? But poor he's my favourite. I think we could go and hang out. I'd just take him out just for a beer. Just like I don't want to drink a beer. I just want to see him have fun and like engage. Like I enjoy his delivery and manner. So there we go. That's my Valentine, not the Golf R. Put the music back on. There's no point. It's time to go. Got to go and walk that doggy. That's what's got to happen. So you be good, my little puckos. You be good. I hope you've had a good Valentine Day here. It don't mean much in the big scheme of things. The main thing is we're going to push forward into the future together. You know, no one any greater, no one any worse. All together in the same boat. That's the main thing, isn't it? And people don't realise, this is the funny thing about life, is they don't realise. Where's the big face? They don't realise that we are in the same boat. Some of them think they've got their own boat and that they're weeing in the sea or weeing out of the tent and into the tent and all that. We're all in the same. They're all weeing in the boat. Like we're all weeing in the boat. We're all in the same. But we can't help it. It's one big old chuffer of a boat. But we are all in it together, aren't we? Bottom line. So you be good, my little chuffers. You be good, my little puckos. And if you can't be good, then I'll be back next Valentine's Day with I don't know what we'll do. We'll edit this and upload it for next Valentine's Day. Because we're not going to get it uploaded for this one, are we? So you be good, my little puckos. You be good.